Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment, and we're very, very close to the release of Creature Commandos, the first official thing from James Gunn's DCU. And the critics have gotten to see it, and the critics have gotten to review it. And it's pretty much what you would expect. All the critics basically love it. Now, an interesting thing has happened. We are going to look at the reviews and stuff. It initially dropped with 100%, that's right, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with only 10 reviews. It's gone down to 94% with 17 reviews with one, that's right, one negative review. Now, half of the people we've never heard of and never heard of where they're from, and some of them we have heard of, at least the sites, not the actual people. The one person who gave it a negative review is from Inverse. So yeah, that says everything you need to know. Now look, none of us really care what critics have to say because we know they're just saying what they need to say to get that early access and all that good stuff. Fair enough. But it's interesting to see what we can gauge from it. Maybe it's mega woke and that's why they love it. Who knows? The real thing to take notes from is when fans themselves get to watch it and we actually get to go, yeah, it's okay, or it's terrible, or yeah, it's great. But again, this gives us a hint at what we can at least expect. So we'll have a look at these reviews. So we're going to look at all of them because they're quite short for the most part. And it just shows you this like the wave of, oh, this is fantastic, this is the best thing ever. So let's dive into this. So the first review reads as, DC's Creature Commandos is an exciting, fun, heartfelt, hilarious animated series and a wonderful start to the new DC. Now here's the thing you're going to notice. A lot of them talk about the heart of the show. Yeah, that might be the key word they were given. But a lot of them talk about it's got real heart to it and stuff. The next one says Creature Commandos is unabashedly fun. If messy like its titular team, it not only serves as a good starting point to the DCU, but it also proves James Gunn's mastery at character-driven storytelling. That's an interesting one because it's like, okay, he knows how to make all these characters work together. Problem is, the characters he always manages to get to work together are the nutball characters, like the absurd characters. They're not main characters like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, stuff like that. He's never done the main type of characters. It's always been the obscure characters that he's managed to do. So them saying, oh, he's a master at doing this, yeah, at doing those type of characters, getting them to work, not necessarily the main characters. Next one says James Gunn's animated series is feverishly funny and devilishly cool. So that's all that one says. This next one says the DCU starts off with a bang. Creature Commandos is funny, violent and gory, while still being serious with emotions at its core. There's that kind of the heart part. We get to learn more of each member bit by bit, and the music is great. Weird, splashy and fun. That's one of those, is he just making it another Guardians of the Galaxy type thing? That is one of the things with Guardians of the Galaxy, and even the Suicide Squad, was they essentially started to become music videos. It was more, the movie was catering to the songs rather than vice versa. Now here is the negative review from Inverse that says, if DC was going to drop the nihilistic and brutal aspects of DC's previously shared continuity, that's not happening here. If anything, Creature Commandos doubles down on the old grim dark DCEU vibe rather than forging a new path. So this guy basically doesn't like it because it's dark. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what he's talking about there. It's a thing called Creature Commandos. It's literally got like a Frankenstein type character in it. What was he expecting? That's the weirdest thing. Oh, it's just dark. It's like, yeah, well, that's what DC's always been. DC's not Marvel. It's not sunshine and rainbow, so That's a weird one. Now, this one was one of the first ones that came out originally, and it's Black Girl Nerds. Ooh. They actually like it. So it says, Creature Commandos is a righteous good time with all of James Gunn's trademark brilliance of storytelling and humanizing the strangest, most obscure characters. You see, there's another one that focuses into it's works because he's able to get these oddball characters to work, as opposed to give him main characters and see what he can do. Next one, very short, that just says, an excellent and awesome start to the DCU. That's it. That's all his review is. Fresh, of course. He gives it an A. Next one says, Creature Commandos makes the official start of the DCU, and with a team of monstrous and anti-heroes leading the charge, it's off to a good start. Yeah, okay. Let's also keep in mind that a lot of people don't really care about Creature Commandos. There's a lot of people who don't even realise that Creature Commandos is coming out because their main focus for the start of the DCU is Superman. And I think they've really kind of dropped the ball a bit actually in highlighting that Creature Commandos is the first thing to come. So it's going to be interesting with that. Collider loves it, of course, saying, if this series is any indication, the future of DCU is in very good hands. Oh, that's okay. Next one says, Creature Commandos channels the quintessential heart and dark humour that have become calling cards of James Gunn's found family stories, or fond family stories, and delivers the best possible start to the bidding DCU. Okay. Next one. Creature Commandos is a colourful and action-packed introduction to the new DCU franchise, but it also already feels like creator James Gunn is repeating old lazy habits. That guy says that and still gives it a big fresh score. It's like he gives it a 6.5 out of 10. It's like, how is that not rotten? Like, you're literally going, it's just lazy and it's just the same tropes that James Gunn does over and over again. But here's a fresh score. That's so weird. Next one. Gunn knows how to keep this material entertainingly twisted while still treating his silly characters with emotional sincerity. The only major downside is that the show is doing almost nothing new. So there's another one that's giving it a high score. He's giving it a 7.5 out of 10. And basically saying it's lazy. It's nothing you haven't seen before. So why are you giving it a fresh score then? It's weird. Next one. While it's easy to compare and contrast with Gunn's other works, Creature Commando stands on its own. Yes, it's the same formula that we've come to expect from Gunn, but there's just something different here. Yeah, the characters. He gave it an 8 out of 10. So again, you're seeing all these ones starting to say, oh, it's just the same thing that James Gunn does over and over and over again. But hey, we love it, don't we? It's like, no, not really. That gets tiresome. The Taika Waititi does the same thing. It's funny the very first time you see it. It starts getting really annoying the second, third, and fourth time. So this is an indication of, oh, he's just doing the same thing over and over and over again. Here's IGN, who gives it an 8 out of 10. And they say, James Gunn's classic recipe of lovable weirdos, great music, and lots of jokes and violence is on full display, but in a new, fresh way that's presented well in animation. So they're saying he's doing all the same tropes, but it's different and fresh, where everyone else is saying the characters are new, but everything else is the same trope. So kind of back and forth there, really. By the way, there's only one top critic in all of this. Even IGN isn't down as a top critic. That's interesting. Next one says, delightfully deranged, Creature Commandos is a crazy, captivating, instant classic that puts the new DCU on the map while offering fans an endless list of reasons to return each week. James Gunn has delivered a monstrous must-see. Next one. This series has James Gunn written all over it. He knows how to take obscure comic book characters and create the perfect ensemble. It's bloody, dirty, and includes several well-placed needle drops. Okay. And this is the last one that there is, and it's the top critic. AV club that says, even with all these messy feelings and messier body parts flying around, Gunn's Monster Mash achieves the level of gravitas it so often seeks. Even when he's running in circles, the guy still knows how to deliver cheap thrills. So that's a top critic, and again, you're kind of hearing he's just doing the same trope over and over again. But hey, he makes it work. It's such a strange reaction to hear them all saying, oh, we love it, it's this, it's that, but still go, but it's nothing new, it's nothing you haven't seen before, and it's very James Gunn. It's everything James Gunn does. It's just basically a music video with violence and some humour. That's not great news. Let's be honest, that is not great news, because again, you're just going to end up watching something that you've seen 100 times already. It's like, oh, so it's just Guardians of the Galaxy again, just with F-bombs and blood. I don't know. But again, it's just the critics' views. Don't really count compared to the fans' views. But we'll see what happens when it actually drops. I think it drops this Friday, maybe? I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's Friday that it drops. So we'll wait and see. I don't even know if it's coming out this side of the world over here in Europe. I've seen and heard nothing about it getting released over here as of yet anyway. I'll keep my eyes open. But with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.